I speak for myself when he sent me a couple of emails in the last few days where I've been a little bit busy, so I haven't actually checked the update. So all eyes are now glued to the screen, Pierre, for your latest version of EAnalysis.
Yes, and it's the very first version of EAnalysis and the very first public presentation. Then this software is not finished, of course. I need to add a lot of new features. It's the first step of the development of this software. In this presentation, first I will speak about the ideas, the origin of EAnalysis, of this software. After I will present my goals for EAnalysis. In the third part, I demonstrate the software and the different features of this software and how to work with it. I finish with the first presentation of two examples that I create with this software. One example is an analysis by Mike, and the other is a very old representation from me and François Bell works. And I will finish with a very short part to present the features for the next versions and all new add in this software. First, the ideas at the heart of EAnalysis. For musicologists who work on music, electroacoustic music analysis, Acousmograph software is a sort of model. It's a great software. You know probably this software. It's a great software to create representation, graphic representation of music. This software was created by François Bell, an idea by François Bell. And his idea is to help the listener to understand the music and to understand the non-visual music by graphics, and to understand, of course, the analysis, the structure, the sound, etc. It's a great software for music representation, and this software is used by a lot of musicologists and a lot of music teachers, of course. And it's a great software to create listening guides. You can find these listening guides on GRM website, for example. There are a lot of representation. Unfortunately, this software has also a problem, so several problems. The first problem for me is it's not a tool for music analysis, because it doesn't contain any help for to analyze any preset to analyze, and it's a big problem for a user who not understand very good the electroacoustic music. When you are a specialist of electroacoustic music, it's a very good software, but if you are only a student, for example, it's a little complex to use it to analyze music. And the second problem with this software is in the drawing tools. This software has drawing tools very limited. For example, if you compare to professional graphic tools like Illustrator, it's very different than Illustrator. With Illustrator, you can create a lot of graphics, very beautiful graphics, but not with Acousmograph. It's the second major problem with Acousmograph for me. Then, I think it's important to create a software specific for music analysis and for electroacoustic music analysis with very specific tools inside. The first idea is to create a software which works with different views. In Acousmograph, you work with one view, the frequency time view only, and you have to work with that, only with that. In EAnalysis, you will have the possibility to work with different type of view. Of course, you have the frequency time view, but you can work with an image view to add image of score. If you work on mixed music, for example, you can create a view animated. If you work, for example, on analysis of space, you can represent the motion of the sound in the space on the map. Or if you work on sound walk, why not? You can create a map and the representation of the different sound walk in the map. Then in the final version, you will have different sort of view, and you can work with the best view you want. And the second idea is to have very specific graphic tools to, for example, change several shapes with one click. It's a problem with acousmograph. When you work in acousmograph, you create a representation with the graphics, and when you have finished, you decide to change the different objects, the different graphics. And it's a problem because you have to change each object one after the other. And it's very long to change the representation. And then with EAnalysis, you have a lot of graphic tools to change all you want, to change the color, to change the position of different shapes in the same time. And the last idea is maybe you need help with music theory when you analyze. You know, of course, spectromorphology, you know sound objects, you know maybe semiotic units, but your students maybe do not know this, and then they need help to that. In EAnalysis, you have help, you have a system to propose different possibility to represent a sound or a texture or a structure or part, etc. It's the idea. My goals for EAnalysis. First, it's a sort of abstract of this presentation. First, I want to create new types of representations. The second idea is to create, of course, a software for music analysis. One important idea is to create a software, a flexible software. If you want to share your parameter, your analysis parameter, you can share your analysis parameter with other users. If you want to add your own analytic events, you can create your own analytic events. It's possible. And you can, of course, share your project. And the final idea is to give to the user the control of all the workflow to his analysis, from import the media to share his analysis. For example, one of idea is to permit to export the project in EAnalysis format without the music for copyright reason, and the user can import the project and buy the CD or the music online and add the music. It's one of the possibilities. This version, EAnalysis works only on Macintosh. The version works only on OS 10.6 or later. You can ask to be a private beta tester in this website if you want. In this website you can see some pages to have screenshots, of course. Roadmap, you can follow the development of the software in real time. You can ask for new features if you have idea for features. And of course, you can report the different bugs of the software. To be in private beta tester, you fill up a form, and I will send you the link to download the software. But please, do not distribute the software around here. If one person wants to be in this private group, they fill up this form, and we send him the link to download the software. Okay, now the demonstration. When you launch EAnalysis, sorry, it's like other software. You had to the File menu to create a new project. For example, I create a project. I create a project on music by Bernard Parmigiani. Maybe you know this music, La Création du Monde. After this page, the software asks you a media. You can import audio or video file. In this version, you only can import one file, but in next versions, you can import several files to work on, for example, on multi-track version of your analysis, or different version of one work, or different work if you want to work on comparative analysis. You can import the media into the project or link only to the project. The second option is important if you want to create several projects with from one file. Maybe it's better to use the second option because the software copy, of course, the media into the project. Then I select the media. The system accepts a lot of format. Here is MP3 format. Not good, of course, but. And then the software creates a waveform and a spectrum. It takes some seconds. And then you have the interface. Okay, good. Here is the interface of this software. I will show you the various possibilities in this current version. You have by default two views, two very common views. You can change the proportion between these two views. And this is a very simple player. You can play this music. The play command is bottom right behind the loudspeaker. You can use the spacebar to control the playback, of course. You have a pop-up menu to control the time zoom here. Each view is independent. Then you can move into each view independently. And you can align the playhead with this button here.